All right, everybody, welcome back here to High Button Sports as we get set for another game out of Evangeline, the Sunday game here between the Selects and the Wolves. And we'll get off to the races with a quick icing play there as the face-off will head to the right side. And we'll call this the start of the game, I guess, as we get into it, just 8 seconds in. Puck dropped in. That one back to the line. In the feet, it's whipped down to the right side. Select's looking to go to a hot start after a big win yesterday and offside. So stalling out of the gate here a little bit. Puck dropped in there. That heads back to the Subways. They lead that up ahead to Rose McLean. She's going to take a big slapper in. That'll move along the boards to the right side. Pass the stick of Gamble to the opposite corner. Chased after. It's 2-on-2 down along the corner. Selects. Pick up and feed that one back to the line. Plays it through. That one's going to get through the blue paint over to the right side. Burris worked into the boards by Gamble, trying to free that puck up. In along the wall. Wolves up through the middle, and it's slapped that and sent back the other way. Picked up here by McLeod. McLeod up through center. In over the blue line. Starts to move and cut off the puck there into the corner. Selects, drop that back onto Bree Tanner, and a quick shot in as that one ricochets off a shin pad as McLeod tried to fire that one on. Wolves chase after it on the line, but Select's able to get by it. Eventually Chason picks it up, kept in on the blue line. Shot through traffic. That jumps off the stick. McNeil over to the right, up to Chason. Into the shin pads. That heads back to the zone. Picked up McGugan. McGugan slows up. Went a risky pass there through the middle, but just enough sauce on it to come back near center. Looking for that puck, heading back to McIntyre. McIntyre brings it into the Select's end, and a trip on the play there. The arm will go up, and a penalty here early down the right side. And we'll have the face-off in the Wolves' end as Duncan heads off. Stop moving the feet, and the stick got into the skates. Puck, one back to the blue line. Played over to the left side, Selects. Spinning. In along the end boards. Selects hand that off to the right. Picked up here by Rose McLean. She'll slow up, surveying. Dishes it back to the middle off a shin pad. Comes back to the corner. Fed back to the blue line here now. Stepping in. Pass over to the right side. Looking for that puck. It gets worked around by Rose McLean. Back in through the middle. Slap that. That's going to come back out near center. Dorian feeds it up. Ooh, and getting ahead of the change there. A minute gone in the power play. Worked over to Dorian here again. Up through the middle and offside. Face off here in front. Puck dropped in, Wolves. Pick that up, heads down the left side, Conley Conley with that. Mitchell. So McNeil gets a stick on that. Down the left side, selects, pick up. Feed it into the zone. Wolves get a stick on it, past Lexi McIntyre and back in behind. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Low in the zone, selects. Survey. Cut back over is McIntyre. Over to the right side. Trying to hustle that up. McNeil. McNeil back in. Surveying for that puck. Moving up through the zone, down the right side. Shot back over. And we get the whistle. Played around the boards there, and that'll roll up the right side. We get a whistle again. Shot in wide. Puck picked up. Trying to move back up through the middle. Puck grabbed, work to the right side again. It's down low. Shot tipped out in front, a good opportunity there. Selects. Wolves now down the left side. Shot back in around. We get a whistle. Right side. That one's picked up by Chason. Drops it over. Puck down around the end boards. Richards. Push back over, Stevenson. It's back down to the right. Pushed up through the middle, right side. Try to hand that across, and a nice chance there for the Wolves as they have to come across for the save. Face off to the left. Worked around, back to the blue line. Shot save made. Back to the line. 5 seconds left to go in this power play. Okay, and it's down the right side. Sorry about that, folks. We're just getting everything set across the Atlantic provinces here, and you know, a busy Sunday morning, so got to make sure everything's running crystal clear and smooth. As we get back into this one, shot blockered away. Up through center. You know, it's the start of the year for us here at High Button, too. As you know, technology, you can do everything you can, but you're still at the mercy of it. But we're all square and working away here as the whistle goes. A few minutes in. Face off down to the left. And it looks like they're going to have to fix up the net there as the post coming off. Puck sent back up. Down the left side. Puck moved into the zone. McNeil down the left side here again. Back up the right. Shot goes wide. Save there on the right. And we get a whistle. Shot on, save made. And we'll be right back, 1 second. All right, and we are back. Sorry about that again, folks. As still 0-0 here through the first, as it's cut off along the boards. Down the right side. Try to pick that up and move it up ahead. Back and behind there for Burris. Puck move to the left. Waiting for that shot to come through. Slow it up. Shot in, they score. The Wolves will strike first. And a nice little move there in front. And that will break the deadlock, and the first goal of the weekend is a big one there for the Wolves to start the scoring here. And we head back to center. Puck dropped in, over to the left. Try to move that up to the zone and sent back into the skates here in the right side. Picked up, over skated there by Chason. Sent down into the corner. Down along the left, it's on the blue line, and a quick little tangle up there. Heads down the left side. And into the zone they go. Tripped up a little bit along the boards, and both the refs will put the arms up there, so a guaranteed penalty, doubling up as we get a whistle. So 5:48 left to go here in our first period of action. It's up the right side, selects. Kick it back to the line. Played through. Push to the middle. Shot kicked into the corner. Back to the blue line. Hand it off. Jumps up in the air. Comes down. Power play, 1 minute to go here on it. 4:48 in the period. And gets him behind. Turned over as starts up through the middle, selects. Right side, picked up, sent down the left. Back in behind now, grabbed by Tanner. Tanner moves it up ahead. That jumps down here into the neutral zone. Selects. Move it down the right side wall. Kind of barreling through the stick there is Burris. Heading to the right side corner. Little pressure there by Thomas. Back to the middle and diving up for that's Tanner. Any means necessary, but it does exit the zone. Back in behind. Off the end of the stick there, McIntyre. Picked up here by Richards. Richards starts to hustle it out. To the middle. Tanner. Left side. Selects. Select offside there as couldn't get on the same page with the winger. And that'll kill that play, stop it dead in the tracks. Puck dropped to middle. Chased after here on the right side, and that'll go offside as we get a whistle on the blue line. Puck dropped in. Over to the left. Conley hands it over to Boyle. Boyle up ahead. It's in over the blue line, down the left side. Rose McLean shoots that, and the save made as we work our way through the first. 3:03 left to go. Good game here so far as the Wolves out to the 1-0 lead, and the playing a good couple shifts after that as well, which is just as important. You know, it's one thing to score the goal, but it's another thing to follow it up. Some good defensive shifts. Going at that puck. Trying to build some momentum. Pino in the corner. Played back in behind. Picked up with speed and bouncing off the stick there, Webster. And down and behind. Dorian. Dorian now spins. Gets stopped up. Dorian up the wall. Sent down for an ice. And you just got to know that you have to make that red line to shoot that down. You're skating at it. You're about 2 feet away from it. No need to put that puck early. Face off to the left because now it's a face off in the offensive zone for the Wolves, and it could have been pressure the other way. Back on the right side. Slowed up. Selects. Get that pass out over the blue line. Into the feet. Selects. Shot in around. Burris. Down into the corner. Bobbing and weaving. And that one exits the zone back to the blue line. And offside. Puck dropped in, down, in behind. So up the right side, bouncing up the stick, and an icing back the other way. Face off here to the right. McNeil on the draw, the captain here for the Wolves, down the left side. McNeil with a poke at it, gets back to the blue line, chased after. Hitting the end boards and past the stick. That was almost risky biz. Gamble now. In off the glass. That one heads back in behind there for Conley. 1:37 to go. McIntyre. She'll start to move it out. Onside. Wolves. Chip that up the left side. Chased after by Boyle. Pass the stick of McIntyre. McPherson gets it back. McPherson. Minute to go here in the first. Grabbed. Down and behind. Picked up. Face off to the right. 21 seconds and a penalty coming here to the Wolves. Tripping. So power play for the last few minutes here. Down along the wall. Into the feet. And that will take us to the end of the period as it's sent out. So 1-0 for the hometown Wolves after one. Back for the second moment. right, everybody, we are back here for the second period of action between the Selects and the Wolves as we waited for the ice to dry up a bit, I guess, and we are ready to go here in the second. So that one moved up by McIntyre. McIntyre with the weave over the line, down across the blue line there, and dumped on in. Against the boards, it comes back to McIntyre. Down to the circle, into the feet. That one's not going to get through. Rose McLean. There's a minute and a half of power, or a minute, sorry, of power play time here for the Selects. Rose McLean shot, nice tip there in front. Two good saves in a row by Cosier, and the first whistle of the period there. Puck flipped on over to the right side. Starts to walk the blue line. Down, shot goes wide, and it wraps it around. Kept in on the blue line again. Backhanded over. Looking for that puck through traffic. Shot, save made. That one will be jumped on. We'll get the whistle. 30 seconds left to go in the power play as the Selects trying to tie this game up. Pretty even first period. Puck dropped in again. Picked up off the wall there by Morrow. Morrow sends it down the length of the ice for the first clear here of the period. On the power play, grabbed there by Burris. Burris starts to move. Burris sends that in around, slowed up on the end boards. Grabbed. Burris again, shot through traffic. That one blocked it away. Thomas picks it up. Thomas tries to clear, gets it back to center. Played over by Dorian. Lead play up there to McLeod. McLeod down the right side. McLeod, shot to the side of the net. Subways pick it up. On to the stick there of Dorian. Dorian down the left, tipped in front. That one rides up as we're back to even strength. Now Chason going for a skate. Chason, stick handling in through the middle and loses that one. It's knocked off the stick there with a nice play there by McGugan. McGugan tries to center that puck. Hits the side of the net. Grab there back to the blue line. Into the middle for the Selects. Across the blue. Looking for a shot. That one rifled high and wide. Back and behind. Off the skate, turnover, shot, and risky biz there. You don't want to pass that puck in front of your own net if you don't have to too much. I mean, that was right up the slot and it results in a shot. Got to take that extra second, maybe pivot, send it to the left side wall, put it behind the net, try to pick up someone on the other side. But definitely not up the middle. Pinau shoots that up off the glass. Comes down here for the Wolves. Down the left side. Looking for a shot, save made. Skated back in near the end boards. Back and behind. Couple players down as Conley tries to come in and help. Gets back to the line for Pinau. Pinau into the right side corner. Fished off of there. Played to McIntyre. She'll go up the left side with it. In over the line. Poked at. Another shot on. Oh, and that one just by the arm there on the right side. Into the middle. A little soccer kick to the corner there by Pinau. She's hustling hard on this shift. Defensively and offensively. That one into a skate as Conley tried to force it through. Now picked up. And they've got numbers the other way, but they pull off to the right. Stevenson, and that allows some Selects to come back. They do get the shot off. That's just steered away. Grabbed by Martin. Martin up to Chisholm. Chisholm down the left side. In behind for Gamble. Around to Dorian. Wolves pick it up and ice it. With time. Face-off will come down to the left side. Like I was saying earlier, important to get to that red line there because you had rushed the other way and now you're in your own end and back to the line. Dorian. Back in behind, past the stick of Chisholm. Pinched in along the end wall. McNeil puts some pressure on, ends up getting up back to the blue line. To Dorian. She'll shoot it down the right side. Pressuring there. Selects look. To the middle. Shot through traffic and a nice one off the end of the stick there of Dorian. It was tracked well though behind the net. In the corner, Chisholm back to Dorian. She walks it over. Slap back to the blue line. Back in behind. Up the wall looking for it. Over skated. Thomas back over. Wolves. Up to McNeil. McNeil on the left side. She gets a sharp angle shot in. And the first good look of the period there for the Wolves. Up the right side with it and in behind. Vint over the blue line. Down into the corner. Vint trying to circle around. Wolves up over the red line. Gonna dump that down into the end boards. Chased after there by Conley. Chason has it fall off her stick. Wolves need to try to get some offensive zone time here as it's kind of coming in waves against them right now. The defense doing a good job for them though. McGugan push to the middle. Chason chases. Mills looks to pressure. Gets in on the stick there, MacArthur, as it's worked to the right corner. Picked up, Chason. Fires into the end boards, jumps back around. Selects. In over the line, Richards looking for it. Richards. Can't get it up the wall there. So it's kept in the Wolves zone. P now back out there, shoots that around. A little pressure by McIntyre. As they work away for that puck. Back in behind for P now. P now off the wall. Comes back in for McIntyre. McIntyre starts to move, but it's knocked off the stick, and P now with some great hustle, and they're going to get her for a penalty. I don't know. They said maybe a tackle on that one. Just kind of looked like they got into a battle there. Can't say I quite agree with that call, but it'll go the way of the Selects. And a holding. So P now, despite her efforts, ends up for 2 minutes. Face off to the left. Shot through, that stopped up. Another save as Selects on top of it, and a nice one there. Back to the line, kept in by a hair there by McIntyre. Over to Boyle. Boyle with some nice crossovers, but turns it over and it'll be sent down the ice. Selects poke it off. Puck's on net there. Off the stick of the Selects. Icing waved off. Back down from the corner. Shot. Slow it up in front. Swept that. Back to the blue line. Boyle gets it over. Into the middle. To the ring out, or the goal line, sorry. Back to the middle again. Through traffic, save made. So 48 seconds to go on the power play as we approach the halfway mark in the game. Puck dropped in. Back to the blue line. Dorian gets it down the half wall. Step in. Shot blocked. Saved. Selects. Back across. Burris. Down low. Hits the side of the net. Trying to move that back in front. Hits the side of the net again. Swept at. Shot. Oh, and a nice save there by Crozier. She had to stay sharp as that one came in hot. Blockered high. 8 seconds to go on the penalty. Back to the blue line. Pushed over. Shot, and they score. Right at the end of the power play. It gets tipped through, and that'll be a 1-1 game as we head back to center. Selects tying it up. Back to center we go. Puck dropped in. That one hits the boards. Comes back into the zone. In behind for Dorian. Gets back across and high in the sky. Dorian down here in front to Burris. Burris in over the blue line. Selects. Toe drag there on the right side. Back and behind. Worked up the wall. Burris. Shot through, they score. That one catches 5-hole, and just like that, the Selects take the lead, and the Wolves need to try to stop the bleeding after 2 quick ones at the halfway mark of this game, pretty much exactly. And they chucked the puck over, so maybe the first goal of the U18 career there, if I was to guess. A little keepsake. And we'll head back to center, and the Wolves, who have been hemmed in their zone a little bit here in the second, need to get some offensive going as it flies into the bench there of the Wolves. Puck dropped in. Selects. Play that across over to the right side. Brought into the blue line and sent in behind. Chased after by by McPherson. Down in the zone. On the doorstep, still loose. Got to be careful with that puck because it's kicked at. Back over for Conley. Conley picks up off the foot, sent in behind. That one's worked around. Leading play. Grabbed by Conley once again. She skates it out. Backhand through the middle. Off a shin pad and down the right side now. Martin. Back in front trying for Chason. In along the boards. Backhand. Comes out near center. Collision. In over the line here. McNeil shoots. Oh, and that went off the shin pad. Had her spot picked. And the best look in a little while there for the Wolves. In behind for Frances McDonald. She tries to get rid of it. Wolves come up with it. That one rolls in front. Mills putting some pressure on. Selects open in the middle of the ice, though, as they're able to move it up. Just onside. Back in behind. That comes around. Wolves. Flipped up ahead to Chason. Chason slows it up. Works it into the end boards. Chased after by Boyle. Dorian now gets it across there to Chisholm. To MacArthur. And MacArthur steps in. Loses that off the end of the stick. Gamble puts some pressure on down low. Good little sequence of action here the last few minutes. Picked up and heads up the wall. Selects. Drop back over the blue line. Down to the corner, Burris. Trying to pressure there. Fished off the wall. Back over. Knocked down. Here come the Wolves. Wolves over the blue line. Shot into the glove, and we get the save. Save on the right side. Whistle. Up into center, swept on. That one won't get through. It's played across to McIntyre. McIntyre in over the blue line. McIntyre steps in and wires one just wide. Wolves with it. Wolves up ahead. Hard off the boards. It's into the end wall. Grabbed by McIntyre again. Lead play for the Selects. Pushed back to the middle. Off the glass. That one comes back down around. McEwen passes it across. Chop that. Selects, hand it off. Through the feet. That's going to get down and behind. That is McNeil. Busting it up, slowed up. Back in behind for McEwen. Over to Chason. Played back across. Push to the middle. Duncan pressuring Burris. Chason spins, hits the end boards with it. Gets into the wall, the end again. Five minutes to go here in the second. Back over for Burris. Slowed up. She'll survey. Lots of time back there as the Wolves changing. She'll fan on it though. Oh, and that was almost dangerous, but didn't quite get it. Down to the left, jumps the stick. Freed up along the end boards. Trying to circle that back along. Pinow, shot, goes wide. Picked up through the middle. Shot. Oh, nice save, catching the goalie off guard, but the save made. Now another chance through. That one just goes wide. And a couple of quality chances there for the Wolves, trying to tie it up late in the second. Pushed back to the line. Through traffic. Shot wide. P now looking. Through the feet. That's going to come back in around for Morrow. Morrow. In over the line. Poked off the stick. Arm goes up, and that'll be McNeil who heads to the box. So after a good sequence for the Wolves, ends in a penalty though. Puck dropped in. .340. Right side. Puck pushed to the middle, steps in. Oh, and a good chance blocked there. So it ended up being coincidentals for those penalties. So we're still at 5-on-5. Back and behind. Shot goes wide. Into the zone. Picked up low as Martin tries for it. Oh, and a shove there. 2:38 to go here in the period. Hustled out to center. Down the right side, slowing up. Backhand, shot through traffic, steered away. Into the zone. Try to bring that back around. So just under 2. Try to work that back out in front. Play it along the end boards. Trying to go up the wall with it. Under 90 seconds to go. Shot. Save made on Rose McLean as they're tied up here at the top. Oh no. As the something to do with the skate and the glove there. 1:13 to go here in the second. Face off coming on one last chance, maybe to extend the lead. Wolves got to hang pat here. Stay pat, is that the word? On the left side. Picked up, backhand looking for Chason. Chason grabs it, flips it up the board. Nice pass, connects to Duncan. Instantly knocked off the stick though by Burris. Push to the middle. Final minute to play. Bounces to the end ball. Wolves up to Duncan, chip place. Picked up. In around, Pinow. 34 seconds. Down along the boards. That one comes over to the blue line. Shot through traffic off a shin pad. Shot. Oh, and that one just goes wide. That was close as it trickles by the left post. Shot through traffic again. Doorstep. How to save. Cosio. 2 in a row. 11 seconds to go. Desperation time here as it's back to the line for Burris. Burris tries to get it through, but that should do it for the period. One last shot and doesn't get through. And a phenomenal job in net. Oh, and a shove in front. And that will do it here for the second. So an exciting second period. We'll be back for the third in a moment. All right, everybody, we are back here for the third and final period of the weekend here at the Evangeline. As the second home set, this one against the Selects. As the Wolves trying to come out with a win here, down one with 20 fresh minutes on the board. Selects trying to improve their record to perfect through the start of the season. That one's picked up, moved in through the zone, skated by McIntyre, shot into the glove. Stops, 30 seconds in. Down the right side for the face-off as fresh legs come out, looks like, for both sides. Just 30 seconds in, so keeping them going. Some of the young guns here for the Warriors. The younger ages getting ready to play their hockey here on a Sunday afternoon. Thomas hits that up ahead, and it's a chance here. Up ahead on the breakaway, in on net, backhand. Can't get it off. Oh, and a great chance early, and another shot in there. McNeil, the captain, who's been doing a lot of the heavy lifting for the offense here for the Wolves, doesn't really get the shot she was looking for there. But great effort to get that one free for a great chance. They stop till it looks like they're, oh, the pad came off. So they're going to have, oh, the strap on the pad came off, so they're going to have to swap out real quick. Amy Field back in. So I guess that's why you carry the two tendies. As a I haven't seen that one in a while. Puck dropped in. That one into the middle, Selects. Bring it in over the red line. Puck shot in around to the end board, slowed up by the Wolves. Trying for that, it's in the corner. Richards drops that back. Pressured a little bit, and as we hit noon, the smell of burgers and rink fries come into the Evangeline, similar to last week, and now the Wolves will go on a power play. That one's touched up. That one's a hooking call. And now another break here for the Wolves early in the period. Face-off coming. Hooking call is what the referees go with. So 2-1 and a big moment in this game early in the third. You get a cold goalie coming in. Puck picked up along the half wall. Battled for it, back to McGugan. Shot into the skate. Picked up and sent the length of the ice. Down into Henrik Crozier, who's been the best player on the ice for the Wolves here today. McGugan dangling the ref there. Up the right side. Trying to get that back out. Picked up Richards. Richards puts it in around. Richards shorthanded in on net. Backhand scores. Gets it by, and a huge shorthanded goal here at the start of the third period. 3-1 the score. Face off back to center. Back up the wall. That comes back to Richards. Richard gets it across to the red line. That one kisses the board. Oh, and offside, I guess, a late call. That was real late. going to have the face-off at center. Okay. Puck dropped in. That one's going to be over for the Selects. Trying to bring that in over the line. Circled around. Worked into the wall. Thomas by Morrow. In behind for Pinow. Pinow. Back in behind. Trying to go up the right side with it. Hits the feet. Push to the middle. Mitchell getting pressured. Selects, pick up. Shoot at the length of the ice. Slowed up off the end boards. Still on the power play for 30 seconds here. Up the right side. Richards brings it in. Drops that off. Tied up on the skates there. Top of the zone now. Stepping in. All sorts of time to shoot. And a big save there by Field. As that one was a clear-cut chance there on the left. And a couple good looks early. Puck picked up. That one gets in behind. Down the right side. Touched back. Wolves. Survey. Past the stick in near center. Oh, that one off the Lions women's skate and right to the Selects. Gamble. Works into the corner there. Wolves. Moving around back to Webster. Exits back for the Wolves. They survey. Drop back pass. McGugan grabs that. Starts to work in through center. Over the line here on the right side. Slowed up on the end wall. Leading ahead for the Selects. Chisholm. Chisholm has it knocked off the stick. Back into the feet. Spinning around. Wolves, fan on it. Comes back through here in front. Martin over to Francis McDonald. McNeil. McNeil over the blue line. Slows up. Shot off the pad. Selects. Up near Chisholm. Chisholm chips into the end boards. Picked up here by McIntyre. That one slapped out, but touched up by the Select, so no whistle. MacArthur. MacArthur down the right side. Back in behind. Up the wall. Moving out of the zone. Down the left. In over the line. Spinning. Trying to get that pass to the middle. Stopped up as it hits the end boards now. Hits the back of the net. Burris loses that to Rose McLean. She'll look up ahead. And drags the foot, but that is offside there. 5 minutes gone here in the third. In a chilly Evangeline. Picked up, over to the right, Boyle. Boyle. Down the right side. Set back and around. That plays off the boards, back near the blue line. Little pressure. Steered in behind again. Down near the half wall as Selects try to fish that out. Selects are getting to that puck first in the offensive zone. That's a big difference right now as the arm goes up for an extra push. Head contact. So the shove, the ref deemed into the head. And now it'll be a power play here for 2 minutes with 13:55 to go. Face off here to the right. Puck dropped in. Skated at, selects. Along the right side. Shot stopped as it's fed into the half wall. Back in behind. Chased after, selects. Kept in the zone. Chip play back to the blue line. To the half wall, near the hash marks. Lexi McIntyre. Shot through, and that one just stays out as it had some legs behind it. Over to the left side. Played back through. McIntyre. Over to Morrow. From the end boards, Rose McLean. Backhand off the post. Oh, and it's kicked in. Kicked in by the netminder, and that'll make it 4-1 with the power play marker almost halfway through the third here. Oh, and we'll drop that too early as they're trying to get the word into the timekeeper. Friend of High Button, new friend of mine here in Evangeline. Puck dropped in for the selects, brought it in over the blue line. Along the right side, pull back play. Shot rides the boards. Comes back down for Chisholm. Oh, and that's going to be a penalty. Chisholm goes hard into the wall. So back to the power play for the selects here. I'm guessing that's body contact on Pino. Oh, boarding, I believe. Face off to the right. A little rusty on my refereeing calls up here. Bear with me. I'm sure I'll get them going here as the season continues on. Face-off's back on the blue line. Shot into the shin pad. Picked up and sent the length of the ice. Selects wait for that to come back, and a little too aggressive on that pass as it gets over to the Wolves. They try to move that up ahead. Push back to the middle. MacArthur in over the line, drop back into the feet, shot, save made, and a nice one there and a hard one. Back to the line for Dorian. Plays it across to Conley. Back to Vint. Right side corner, just going to try to pinch in along the boards. There's Gamble. Save made. Covered up. 50 seconds gone off the power play with that sequence. Conley plays it over to MacArthur. Down to the right side corner. A little body contact there, but they're going to continue on. Try to go on the post or inside the post. Picked up, played back. Starting to move around. That one's handed off. Down the right side. Backhand, slowed up. Still in behind, and they'll work it around. Pass, puck worked from the corner. Back to the line, shot, push to the corner. Another hard shot, that one blocked in front. Save there, pushed aside. Back to the left, played through, that one misses some sticks. In behind here. Trying to feed that up ahead as the selects. Power play done in about 10 minutes to go here now. Sent down for the icing. Down here on the right side again. Puck dropped inside, 10 minutes now. Oh, and that one slides through. Close call. Trying to go up the boards with it. Shot goes wide. Backing around. And a hooking call is to the box. All right, we are back here as face-offs down the left side. Nine minutes to go here as the game continues on. Duncan. Push to the middle. Chason. Gamble. Shot steered away. That one was loose in front for a moment. The Wolves basically need a goal on this one to try to stay in this game. Bit of do-or-die territory here with just under 9 minutes to go, down 3. You have the advantage. Push down the wall. Gamble looks for it. Down in front. Puck worked into the zone. McEwen. Up ahead with it. Hits the stick there on the right side. Comes back in. Back down here in front. Stevenson tries to get it out. And whistle for the offside. We'll get a break in the action here. Down here in front, Wolves. Stevenson down across the left side. In over the line. As the time ticks away here, power play over, nothing to show for it. So Wolves going to need something here quick. Try to stay in it. Selects. Content with running this thing out to 0-0-0. Picked up there. Push to the middle. Picked up around, back to the blue line. Now down low. Hard pass across onto the stick, but it doesn't get clean there to MacArthur. A little chip play along the wall. Trying to get that back, stick handled out. Chopped that there in the neutral zone. Worked around by MacArthur again. MacArthur in over the blue line. Toe drags, goes wide. Picked up. Comes back to center. Hustled after. On the break shot. Nice save there off the rush as Wolves putting some good chances up here late to try to pot one, but it's picked up there instead by Dorian. In near the middle. Poked out a couple more times. Swung back around. Shot. Booming shot goes wide. Back in through. Hand it off and offside on a tight one there at the line. Puck's over to the left side, selects. Try to feed that through, intercepted, brought back by Tanner. Starting to move, shot in tight. That one hits the end glass. Mills, back up the boards on the blue line. Played it across there to McIntyre. Down into the zone, broken up. 5:24 to go. Lifted to the right side, chased after there by Conley. Chase on. Back to the corner, brought out in front, trying to hold on, loose there, backhand. Oh man, how did that one stay out? Tanner puts her hands to the sky, asking the same question. Down over the line, a little body contact there. Ref's gonna let that go. Under 5 to play here. McIntyre moves it out. Over the blue line. Down and along the end boards. Into the feet. That one's caught up too. Wolves grab it. Shoot that down. As it'll go for the icing. First icing we've had in a little while here. Under 5 to go to the right side. Puck dropped in. Top of the circle, shot. That one just whistles wide. Close one there. Now whistled as they'll take the cover. Jumping out at that one. No point in risking it. Puck dropped in. Over to Gamble. Gamble. Oh, thought a whistle went, but I guess not. Back into the zone here. Webster shot. Side of the net. Back in around. Picked up here by Burris. Jumped at. Subway selects. Move that up through the middle. Hustle that in over the blue line. Shot, save made. Played off the boards. Back in behind. Now back into the zone. Jumps off the stick there for the Wolves. Western Wolves. over the blue line. Drop back. McNeil can't get a hold of it. 3:18 to go. Up ahead. Nice pass there. Has a open pass if they can get it across. Tries, but a good attempt, but they go tumbling into the net. And we get a whistle. Just over 3 minutes remaining. Face off here to the right. Fixing up the net there late in this game as it went off the moorings due to that last collision. You get an extra second here. If you're going to do it, you may as well do it right. And here we go. Puck dropped in. Down and behind, selects. Getting pressured. Trying to call for the outlet pass, doesn't quite get there. Brought in on side. Chased back and behind for the Wolves. Mills picks it up. Over the blue line. She'll get tied up near the end boards. Played in ahead. Looking for the shot. Steered away. McGugan steps in on it. Played across. Little backhand. Slowed up by Martin. Tied up there at center. Played back in behind. Chason. And over the line. Back across MacArthur. She'll get knocked down. Little shoulder to shoulder. Pushed back to the middle. Stevenson cutting across and gets about 2 of the 3 moves done there, but then it's taken away. Up ahead, over the line, passed across, save made. Or sorry, not save made, hits the stick, shot off the pad. That's a save made. We're heading into the last 90 seconds here approaching. Down the right side. Stevenson picks it up and plays it up to Chason. Bouncing to try to get that to Duncan. Back across the blue line. Shot into the glove. And stop there. 1:18 remaining. Puck dropped in around. That one slow up on the boards. Heads down the right side. Looking for the lead pass. 1 minute to go here. Stevenson shot tipped high. Into the skate there. Selects, circle back. Hard on it on the boards. That up ahead to Tanner. McNeil played that up ahead. She's done a lot of the heavy lifting on the offense despite the 4-1. I know it doesn't seem like a ton of offense, but a lot of the chances have come off that stick. 32 seconds up the right side. Shot. That's going to just be fed to the corner. Off a shin pad. McPherson goes down. Trying to get that slapper, but it's heavy numbers back the other way. 3-on-1. That one way wide by Tanner. 10 seconds to go. Picked up. Oh, and man, was wide open Tanner, but took her eye off the puck. Shot in there now. 2 seconds. Save made. And that will do it. So 4-1 will be the final here in Evangeline as the Selects continue with their perfect record. The home set done here in PEI for the next little while. We'll be back with the next game next time.